Keetin, when you were a kid, what kind of wedding did you dream about?
I dreamed about getting married in an amazing dress to a charming and handsome man, surrounded by my friends and family, with an incredible cake, and of course, in an amazing castle.
Well, I guess all your dreams really did come true.
I mean, did you not hear the part about the charming and handsome man?
Wow.
But at least I got the castle.
I mean, I guess that is the more important part. And on today's episode, we will be talking about that very castle with our cozy guest.
So stay tuned.
Welcome to Talk Cozy to Me, the podcast where we talk about things that are cozy, like when you sit in an old castle in front of a fire. I'm one of your hosts, Dylan Cashpaw.
And I'm Keetin Markree, and today on Talk Cozy to Me, we're actually celebrating our 3-year wedding anniversary.
How has it been 3 years already?
It's wild. And for those of you who don't know, we actually got married in a castle in Ireland.
Yeah. But not just any castle. In the absolutely stunning Markree Castle in County Sligo, which is such a stunning, amazing venue. And not only that, today we are going to be interviewing the woman who was basically responsible for all of it, who planned our wedding for us and worked with us and actually does that for every wedding at Markree Castle, the amazing Deirdre Ryan.
Woo, Deirdre! All the way from Ireland. Are you at Markree right now?
I'm at Markree. I'm in the butler's kitchen. We actually have an American wedding going on at the moment, so unfortunately I couldn't sit beside a fire. I did try to find a spot by a fire, but all the fires are in use today.
Totally fair. The butler's kitchen is amazing, though.
It is.
I spent a lot of time in there while I was getting ready for the wedding, as well as that's where all of our guests gathered to eat all the potato sandwiches and all the leftover cake as the party progressed in the basement next door. So
Very good. And it's very Irish. The party always ends up in the kitchen in Ireland.
it's the best.
But before we get started on talking too much about Markree and weddings and everything, we got to share some hot cocoa.
Yeah.
Hot cocoa is something that we share on each episode about something that kind of we encountered that makes us feel warm and cozy, gave us a little bit of optimism, kind of just, a nice uplifting thing that we experienced this week. Keetin, what's your hot cocoa this week?
Well, my hot cocoa this week is that we've made it to 3 years. We've been married for 3 years. And, Deirdre was asking how married life's been, over the last 3 years. And it's wonderfully been so similar to before we got married, because I still feel like you're my best friend. We do fun things like a podcast together, and it's just... Yeah, it's been a wonderful 3 years, and I'm so excited that we get to celebrate and reconnect with Deirdre, who is such a big part of that day. So yeah, that's my hot cocoa. Happy anniversary, babe.
Happy anniversary. I mean, that actually does lead into my hot cocoa as well, because my hot cocoa is literally right now, which is a little bit of a trip down memory lane. But first, I need to grab this, because what this is reminding me of is when we were doing our wedding planning, we actually got engaged during COVID, so we were doing it all remotely, and we quickly decided, it'd be fun to get married in a castle. So what we started was this thing that we would call Castles and Coffee, where we would look at wedding venues and sometimes talk to the people at those venues while drinking our morning coffee. And that is literally what is happening right now. We did exactly this, I guess, over 3 years ago, because it was the planning, so more like 4 or 5 years ago. But we had coffee and we talked about castles with you at some point during that. And so I'm just really excited that we get to relive that memory.
And Deirdre, what is your hot cocoa this week?
My hot cocoa this week, I suppose the weather has changed in Ireland, and it's kind of, the clocks have changed, it's darker in the evening. So I suppose lighting the fire at home, sitting on the couch with my 4 kids, my husband, when we have nothing to do, because our lives are so busy in the summer with weddings, work, activities for the children. So just to have a down evening to watch a movie on the couch in front of the fire, it's probably my hot cocoa moment in the minute.
That sounds amazing.
That sounds so amazing.
I'm so jealous.
I know. This is why we need to move to Ireland. We need it.
Yeah. Well, shall we dive in then?
Yeah, let's dive in. I feel we're all feeling warm and cozy. There are no fires around us, but that's okay. We're bringing the warm and cozy.
I mean, we have a
fires.
candle.
We
do. That's a very small fire.
And again, that butler's kitchen, it's just straight out of Downton Abbey, you guys.
Yeah,
I'm telling you, it's the best.
Well, I guess a little context for our viewers, Deirdre, what is your job and responsibilities at Markree Castle?
Yeah, well, I'm the weddings and events manager here, so I would look after all the weddings from like initial inquiries to like virtual viewings. We do a lot of virtual viewings online. People get to come and visit the castle. I show them around. My husband's a manager here as well, so kind of between us, we run the castle, and then we have a good team with us as well. So I have lots of support. I have Emer with me, and we have other managers, and that, so we have a good support team. But yeah, we look after all the details. We organise everything, and we assist with the suppliers and everything, and people aren't sure. And right until the wedding day, where we look after you from the morning, from your prep, right through till you go up the aisle, have the celebrations, have the speeches and everything.
What would you say? Obviously, you have so many responsibilities. You're helping in so many different elements of a lot of people's, a lot of people say their wedding is the best day of their lives. What is kind of your favorite thing about working at weddings, and specifically weddings in Markree Castle, or a castle?
I think probably most is like the day itself, because you see how much work people put in over the year, the 2 year that they're planning. You see all the highs and the lows, the stressful parts they go through, and you just love to see it on the day then, or even on checkout, where they're like, wow, it's amazing. Like all my hard work come together, and we've done it, like we're married.
I mean, I guess obviously there are plenty of people out there who work in the wedding industry, but I don't know if, I guess I'm sure there are at least a handful that get to do that in a castle. How did you get to work in Markree Castle, this great, amazing historical venue? Like, what, had you worked in a castle before this that gave you experience, or how did this come to be?
No, never worked in a castle before. Actually, I probably drove past the entrance of Markree like many times when I started living in Sligo. Knew it existed, but never drove down the avenue. Went past it many times. I worked in a different hotel in Sligo for maybe 10 years, similar, looking after weddings with Nicholas as well. And then I seen the position for Markree come up, and I applied for it, and I got the job, and here I am. And actually, I'm here 7 years, just 2 days ago, so it's my 7-year anniversary in Markree.
Oh, wow! Congratulations!
Yeah, happy anniversary to you too.
Thank you.
Now, what is it like? I know you and your husband work very closely together. What is that like a super fun thing now? Is like Markree kind of, you feels like your second home in an essence? You have this kind of castle that is your work home and then your home. What is it like working with your husband and that relationship with Markree as well?
Yeah, I suppose we don't know any difference in not working with each other. That's how we met. We met in a hotel in Dublin. We worked together then. We traveled the world. We travelled to New Zealand. We worked on a cruise ship for a year, always together. And then we were pregnant with Millie when we were in New Zealand, so we moved back home to Sligo. It's about an hour from my home place in Donegal. And then we've just settled here since and had 3 more children after Millie. So this is home now. But we're so used to working together. It's great when the kids were younger. I would do mornings, he would do evenings. We would swap over in between. But now the kids are a bit older. We both kind of work more day shifts, and we have a little bit more time together now in the evenings, which is nice.
Nice. Are you gonna get your kids to also start working at Markree Castle too, so the whole family's there?
Would you believe 2 of my daughters work here already?
Yes.
They work in the dining room, so they work the breakfast shift with us. So 4 of us Ryans working in the castle, yeah.
How many do you need to have working there before you get to rename the castle after you?
The Ryan Castle.
I don't think that'll ever happen.
So I guess for couples like looking for a destination wedding, 1, why Ireland in your opinion? And 2, why Markree?
Why Ireland? Because I think it's so beautiful regardless of the time of year. Even in the winter time, the grass is still green, the ground is still groomed. I think probably the people. The food is a big thing. I think that surprises so many of our international couples, like the quality of food and the type of food we offer. I did spend some time recently in Vancouver, and I kind of understand now. I was there for 10 days, and I do understand the different, like the type of food and the drinks that we offer are probably superior. So people come for that. I think the culture, they love the music, and I think loads of people do have connections with Ireland, don't they? Along their family line somewhere. And a castle is every girl's dream, isn't it, to get married in a castle? And plus in Markree, you can have it all.
Yes, it is.
Well, that is not just every girl's dream, but that can be every boy's dream too.
As well. And plus you get Markree all to yourself, so it's totally your castle for the day or 2 days or 3 days that you decide to have here.
No,
Yeah.
for sure. I think that's one of the reasons like we chose Markree because as Dylan mentioned with Castles and Coffee, we were looking everywhere in Europe. Like we were looking at so many different types of castles.
Not just Europe either. We looked at venues in New Zealand.
We did.
We looked at venues in the US.
We did. We looked at castles everywhere. And Markree was just so special because of that, like the idea that you could have the full castle to yourself. And like not only have the full castle to yourself, but have the incredible staff that was also a part of your day. And like it, like even our friends still can't believe it. Like, oh my gosh, like how did we all just stay in that castle for 3 days? That is such a unique thing about Markree that a lot of other venues, regardless of whether they're in Ireland or not, have that ability to basically get all the rooms. It's your castle. And be there for multiple days depending on what the availability is of the castle. And on top of that, when Markree is not a venue for weddings, you can go stay at it as a hotel. I've now stayed at Markree like 3 or 4 times, and it's like anytime I go to Ireland, I'm like, I'm going to Sligo just so I can stay at Markree because the food is amazing, the staff is incredible, and it is just such a beautiful, cozy escape that it's like something out of a fairy tale. Every time you make that drive down the drive, I guess.
Yeah, because you guys do other events that like you. Sorry, I'm going off book here for a moment.
Go.
But it's something I really want to hear about. If this happened yet, actually, did you already do the murder mystery dinner that I've been seeing posts about?
Sunday is the first. So Sundays are murder mystery. So we just have that planned, ready to go. So the people will gather in the gallery for a glass of bubbles. The crew, the actors or whatever, will set the scene. And then we bring people into the dining room, so they'll have like a starter, then there'll be like a scene, they'll have a main course, another scene, and then there'll be a grand finale then, and you have to try and find out who the murderer is. And then we're going to have some music in the gallery area afterwards. Everybody's going to come in like 1920s dress and style, so it's going to be a really fun night. I'm
not kidding. When I first saw the post about that, Keetin and I were like, do we need to go to Ireland to do that? I mean, it sounds so cool.
It sounds so much fun. And I know like one of the things that we were lucky enough to do during our rehearsal kind of dinner, our rehearsal evening, was a friend of ours created it was like more like a murder mystery treasure hunt game that we played in the castle. And that was one of the coolest things about having the run of the castle is where like, people are going on all the levels through all like the nooks and crannies. And it was just such a fun way to explore. And
well, I mean, it gives you a chance to really get to know the place that you're at. And when the place that you're at is hundreds of years old and is so stunning and has so much character, it just makes the whole wedding and just the experience so much better and richer. Like you really feel like the venue is a part of your day there.
Yeah, and that's how we want to make it feel like it's really homely, that it's your home for the day. And it's like a big house party. You move from room to room, for the drinks, for the dinner, and there's a different space for different parts of the day, which makes it really fun.
I love that. Well, speaking of like how old Markree Castle is, Deirdre, tell us a little bit about the history of Markree Castle. I know there are parts that are older than other parts. I know that there have been some unique discoveries that have actually happened in the castle. So tell us kind of like maybe a little brief history of this incredible venue that you run.
Well, the castle is over 350 years old. It started off as a little fort on the River Unshin, which is a river just in front of the castle. And then it was kind of expanded to like a manor house. And then it was changed into a castle then. So the front porch, the portico was built. So that's where the horse and carriage drives underneath the front door back in the day. And the chapel was built as well. Then they changed the front door location as well. So they kind of castleized it later on in times. But it was gifted to the Cooper family by Cromwell during the Cromwell time. So the stained glass window in the gallery is the original stained glass window. And it has the Cooper family tree on it. So it would have been 10th generation of the Cooper family that sold it to the Corskaden family, and they lovingly restored it. They kept the original footprint of the castle, but they gave us some modern comforts like the heating, hot water, the things that we all like, but we still have the old world charm of the castle as well.
It is literally the giant window and that staircase is just one. It's one of the coolest things. And also one of the things that I think was the first thing that drew me to the castle when I actually saw it in a movie our friend was filming or was in. And that's how we actually discovered this castle, because a friend of ours, Torrance, was in a Hallmark movie that the entire Hallmark movie was filmed at Markree Castle. Have you guys had any other movies come back since
No.
Royally Ever After?
We're still waiting for the take 2.
Hollywood.
We're still waiting for you to whisper in Morris that you're to come into a take 2. Part 2 of Royally Ever After.
Right?
Keetin, you need to write it. You need to
No,
make it
I
happen.
know. I've talked to Torrance about it. Like, Torrance is very aware. He would love to do a part 2. Like, Hallmark just needs to get on board at this point. We need to go back to Markree Castle, and we're manifesting it right now. Yeah, we're putting it out there. Deirdre, you got to tell me the best months to shoot there when, like, you're not too busy, where we can actually, like, take over the castle for a whole film project. But Torrance is game. The prince wants to come back.
Excellent. We'll have the prince back.
Speaking of the history of Markree Castle.
Oh, yes.
When we first went and visited, I think a year or so before our wedding, I don't know if you recall this, Deirdre, but I asked you a very odd question of asking if there was any chance that you had a spare, piece of the castle that I could get from you.
Oh, I do remember this.
And you amazingly obliged, and that piece of the castle wound up in my wedding ring. So I now carry a little part of Markree Castle with me.
You have the history now with you.
Yeah, it always reminds me of that amazing experience, that amazing place. But I'm very curious, have you ever had anyone else ask you for a piece of the castle? Or is that a regular thing?
No, you're the only one. You're unique in that, Dylan.
That actually makes me feel pretty special.
You should feel special. I remember when we toured the castle for the first time, we had already decided we were going to get married there. I think, and we were just excited to see it for the first time in person. And I was just Dylan was like, I want to ask. And I'm like, you're asking at the very end of this tour because you're going to freak her out. And like, we're going to like we're going to get, she's going to cancel on us. Like,
get married here.
you guys are too weird. You're asking for a piece of this castle. And not only did Deirdre say, oh my gosh, sure. She was like, here's the oldest part of the castle. So you really get that history, and helped us find a little piece of stone. And we put in a little baggie, and it was,
I still have if you have any other people come up asking for a piece of the castle, you can direct them to me, because I actually still have a little bit.
That didn't make it into the ring.
They didn't use the full thing, so.
So you have some reserve.
Yes.
Do you have any kind of like favorite, memories or moments or events that kind of like come to your mind when you think about your career at Markree, that you're like, this is why I'm doing what I'm doing?
There's so many. Like, just, I suppose, seeing every different wedding, like everybody has different reasons to do different things, and the ceremonies, they still get me every time if I'm listening to the ceremony. I can be a bit sappy when you hear them. Even if you hear like hundreds of them, it's still very special because it's so personal. I think the chapel in Markree is like, it's so stunning because it's so unique. There's not many places that has an authentic chapel inside that you can get married in. I suppose the little woodland area, since we developed that with the lights through the trees and the church benches, I think it's really magical down there. The boathouse, people getting into the boat for photos. There's just so many different things here that are so amazing. And then when people put their own personal stamp on it, then when they twist it around to suit them, that's what makes it extra special.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with everything that you said. It feels like it really is just like an incredibly cozy space everywhere it is. And I guess our experience there was like, we found every person, every place to be so cozy. Do you feel that same kind of like coziness and warmth from Markree, and honestly, I guess all of Ireland in general, but focusing on Markree, do you feel that same kind of coziness when you go there, even though you're going there every day, or was that just special?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's never like when you drive. Sometimes when you go to a job and you don't particularly like your job, you never have that feeling driving down the avenue like, oh no, I'm going to work today. You actually always feel happy going to work. And like all of our team, like we have such an amazing team here. And like we would be nothing without our team, and we have a very low turnover of staff, so we all get on really well, and it's just a very nice place to work.
I know. I literally look at job postings for Markree. I literally do. I would leave Hollywood in a heartbeat to be able to move to Ireland and work in a castle. That would be incredible. But speaking of your incredible staff, I just have to say, and I don't know if you do this for every wedding or if you guys still do this, but one of my favorite moments, and whenever I think about it, I literally still get goosebumps, was right before we went into the dinner. And you literally have the entire staff. We came down the stairs after kind of having a little moment by ourselves. And then we come down this beautiful staircase, and the whole staff was just lined up, clapping and smiling at us. And it literally felt like that scene in Titanic where at the end when they're in heaven and like they go down and like everybody that was on the boat that they loved was all clapping and cheering for them. And it took my breath away. And I started crying because I was like, this is so, I've never been to a wedding, or because I used to coordinate weddings too, like that was kind of like my side hustle, because it's just like producing to a certain extent. You know, you're making sure they're your problem solver. You're making sure everything goes on time and everybody's happy. And I never worked with a venue that took the time to do that, where you could make eye contact and thank every single person that's making your day so special. And I will never, ever forget that moment. Yeah. There was no cameras to capture that or anything. It's just something we get to hold in our hearts. And that was one of my favorite things. And it's all, to you and to the staff and you guys just really making us feel like we're at home.
Yeah, we still do that.
Hey, it's incredible. Never stop.
We still do that. It's a standard. We do it for every single wedding. So when everybody has their jobs done, they go and they line up at reception, and then when the manager brings you down from your time on your own in the billiard room, everybody's there to kind of greet you before you go for dinner. So yeah, it's thanks for noticing. So it still happens every wedding.
It's incredible. Absolutely incredible. Deirdre, I know you slightly mentioned kind of all the different locations in the castle that you can get married, but like kind of if somebody is interested in getting married at Markree or wants to learn more about getting married at Markree, what are the steps that they can take to learn more?
Yeah, they just need to email us and we will send them a brochure and information right away. And we'll also send them a link, especially for our international weddings, with how you can book a Zoom call. And we're very flexible with those times, as I'm sure you know. We go off, later in the evening or early in the morning just to suit so that we can do it at the same time. And then they'll be in touch with either myself or Emer, and we'll take it from there. We'll take them through the whole journey from there.
And what the unique thing about Markree is there's all these different areas that people like can get married. And I know you mentioned the chapel as well as the outside, but talk about kind of like the flexibility that people have to make Markree their own when they decide to get married there.
Yeah, well, look, we leave decision, like say if it's a summer wedding, and let's be honest, the Irish weather, you won't know until the morning of what it's going to be like. If somebody wants to get married on the terrace, we'll leave it as late as possible to set, and we'll have inside ready as a backup. Same if they go with the forest, they can get decide on the day. We've had people get married in the inner hall in the gallery because they didn't want to have like a religious element in the chapel. We've also had people getting married in the dining room if the weather doesn't allow and they want to have more space. So we'll be as flexible as possible. And even if couples come up with an idea that we haven't thought of, we're so happy to try and kind of track it down and get it to work for them.
And I guess we can definitely speak to that, and that we got married. All right, we moved all over the place. I feel like we got married in the chapel. We did our first dance outside, but during like one of the only pockets of no rain. We did photos outside too, around the grounds. But like you can pull everything inside, and then the backup in case weather is bad is inside of a castle, which is stunning. It's stunning.
Yeah. Sometimes I would have pride to say I'm kind of glad it's raining because the weather has made up its mind to have me inside, that I don't have to make the decision.
For sure.
Yeah, I know we had to call some audibles on the day of where to do things and everything.
Some game time decisions of like where are we doing this dance? Where are we gonna have a live band play? Are we gonna have just the audio? Or It was so much fun.
I guess another thing I just want to mention is we've talked about how stunning of a venue it is, but I think also being taught cozy to me. I also just want to touch on how cozy different parts of the castle are and can be. It's not just like you have these grand places for all the wedding, but like every nook and cranny in Markree is so cozy, where you have this, you know, this chaise lounge that's like in front of a window that you can just kind of sit in drinking your tea and looking out the window. You've got I don't remember the names of all the rooms, but so many rooms where there are just like these cozy corners that you can sit in, beautiful paths to walk around outside. It is just like the little things and the in between that makes it feel so warm and inviting and like you're at home.
Yeah, that's pretty it. That's how we want people to feel.
Well, and I know you have like a lot. Every room is so different in Markree. If you're staying there like as a hotel, if you're not staying there for like a wedding or event, but tell us about some of these special people who have stayed at Markree over the years and now whose rooms are named after them because they stayed at Markree.
Okay, so the Johnny Cash one is probably the biggest one. Johnny Cash stayed here in the 90s with June Carter, and he actually had a Halloween party. So we still have the guest book on display in the gallery where he signed it, because back in the day it was all like paper and pen, it wasn't like a digital sign-in. So we still have that on display in the gallery. And I think if you look on YouTube, there is a video from singing on the staircase with a local country and western artist called Sandy Kelly. So he sang Woodcarver on the staircase there with her. So that's probably the biggest one for the rooms.
That I think did my parents stay in the Johnny Cash room?
I think they did.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's generally a room that they give to parents.
Yeah.
You know, we gotta treat them nice too. And again, we've been so spoiled because we've stayed at Markree so many times, and so we wanted everybody else to really have a wonderful time.
I mean, we've only. Oh no,
I've stayed at it longer than I've stayed at it.
I was
going
to
to
say I've only stayed there twice. What do you mean so many times?
I think I've stayed there 3 or 4 times. I think
4,
maybe.
Dylan, you're due a few stays over on your own, maybe a boys' trip.
I guess so. I'm gonna have to take a trip out there.
Deirdre, is there any other thing that we maybe didn't touch on or talk about that you might want people to know about Markree, about kind of your role there or anything, even Ireland?
I suppose in Markree, I think it's so unique that we're a wedding venue and we look after weddings, and then we have actually 3 husbands and wives that take care of people getting married every day. So for example, you have me and Nicholas, we're husband and wife. You have Emer and Owen, who are also husband and wife. Owen's our operations manager. And then in the kitchen, you have our head chef, Lee, and his wife, Trace, is the breakfast manager. So that's 3 couples that who are married and they look after couples, which is kind of unique, I think.
It's amazing.
The other really cool thing about if you get married at Markree, it comes with its own Irish Wolfhound.
Yes.
So can you tell us about the dogs at Markree?
Yes, so probably in yours, when you got married, we would have had Roisin, but Roisin has retired. She's still with us, but she retired. She had a whole bunch of allergies and something, so she's a happy old lady now, living out her comfortable life at home. But now we have a new puppy called Fionn, and he's a fair Irish Wolfhound, so he's not grey, he's kind of like blonde. So it's loads of fun having a puppy here at the minute. So every day we're trying to teach him what areas he can go to, what areas he can't go to. He has found the route up to the pot wash to get into the kitchen, so we're trying to stop him doing that. But yeah, he quite happily will pause for photos. He lies in front of the fire. He runs around the garden. So yeah, he's really friendly, but absolutely massive. He's only 10 months old, and his head would probably be to here if he was in the video with me. But yeah, and he still has a bit of growing to go yet. So it's his first birthday on the 28th of December, so we definitely have to do something to celebrate his first birthday.
Oh.
Has he gone through training to be an official ring bearer yet, or is that still something he's learning?
He would probably eat the rings.
I remember that's something we were like, oh, maybe Roisin can be our ring bearer, and you're like, no, I don't know if that's the best choice. We're like, okay, that's fair.
We'll have to work on that bit of the training.
Good. When we just in time for our vow renewal.
Yeah.
I don't know when it's going to be, but we'll see if we can get him.
We're not going to bring Ella out for that?
Oh, I don't know if Ella wants to go on the airplane.
And that is something that's quite unique to Markree as well, is we do let couples bring their dogs. Like once you book the castle out privately, as we say, it's your home for the day. We have had so many dogs in Markree over the year where they come in, they can stay in the bridal suite or maybe in another family room, and they're there. They can be around for breakfast, they can be at the ceremony, they can totally just ramble the place like their own home.
Oh my god.
Okay, Ella, you're coming. That's so cool.
Yes, I think in the last year we've had maybe 20 dogs at weddings that people have, because you've nobody to mind your dogs if you're going to your wedding, because all your family, all your dog sitters are probably at the wedding, so it makes more sense to have them there.
Oh yeah, I remember having to figure that out. Dog sitting is difficult,
especially if you're inviting everybody that you're close to that you would trust with your dogs to your wedding. It's a whole thing. Amazing. Should we dive into some cozy rapid fire?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, so Deirdre, what we're going to do next is we have 10 rapid fire questions. So they're all cozy themed, but just tell us the very first thing that jumps into your head. Okay, here we go. Number 1, coziest candle scent.
Sea salt and sage.
Ooh. Coziest family tradition.
Christmas sandwiches on Christmas Eve when the turkey's roasted. We always cook our turkey at home on Christmas Eve, so we have sandwiches before Christmas Day.
Oh, nice.
That's like one of my favorite things ever. I love that. Coziest wedding tradition.
I think that time where the couple have on their own in the billiard room in front of the fire before dinner, where they can we send photographers away, they have a drink from the minibar, and they can just catch up and have 20 minutes on their own.
Yeah.
It's a good time. Coziest movie.
I'd probably have to be a kids movie, because that's mostly the movies that I watched at the minute is with my children. So yeah, I think what did we watch yesterday? The Secret Garden is the last movie I watched with my kids, so it's a nice story to it as well.
No, I mean, I blame The Secret Garden for my dream about getting married in a castle a little bit. Like that started my love of historical homes that are, and I would argue that Markree feels like they have a secret garden in the back. So
yeah, they do.
Very, very cozy movie. Coziest place to visit.
Coziest place to visit. Achill Island would be my favourite place to visit in Ireland.
Oh.
Where is that?
It's just off the coast of Mayo, so it's probably next stop New York. It's probably the furthest place you can go in Ireland before you go to New York. So it's just a really nice island. It has some really nice beaches. So we would often go camping there with our caravan, and it's just really nice to go for a sea swim and then come back to your caravan afterwards.
Love that. Coziest way to spend a weekend.
Won't spend a weekend when I'm off. Normally I work weekends. Weekends off for me could either be doing something with my children or doing something with my husband. So I suppose either can be cozy.
Coziest outfit or article of clothing.
Oh, probably pajamas and like a cozy jumper or something that you can sit on the couch in front of the fire in.
Yep.
Coziest food or drink.
Or roast dinner and hot port made with orange, a slice of orange.
Ooh. Oh my gosh. It's so good. Coziest place in Ireland. This might have been your coziest place to visit, but if you have another coziest place in Ireland that you love.
Coziest place in Ireland. Maybe my home, Kellybegs in Donegal. I don't get there as much as I'd like to, but that would probably be cozy.
And coziest spot in Markree Castle.
Coziest spot would be by the fire at reception when the logs are totally burning in it and you have nice heat coming off it.
I couldn't agree more. That's what I think.
That fireplace is so beautiful. I love it.
Yeah, amazing. Mm-hmm. Well, that's it. That's the cozy rapid fire with Deirdre Ryan.
Yeah.
Amazing.
I guess kind of wrapping things up a bit. If people want to learn more about Markree Castle, what should they do? How can they get in touch with you? We already kind of touched on
We did touch on that, but maybe we do it like what's Markree's website and what's kind of the email that they could maybe reach out to?
So it's www.markreecastle.ie, or the email address is weddings@markreecastle.ie.
And I'm telling you guys, even if you don't have a wedding coming up, do not skimp. If Markree is available as a hotel or like not booked out for a wedding, stay there. It is an incredible stay. County Sligo is beautiful. It's one of the most beautiful places in Ireland.
You can take an easy train ride from Dublin Airport to Sligo.
Dublin, it's 2.5 hours on the train.
Yeah.
And it's so worth a visit. Oh, and we didn't even touch on this. Sligo, oddly enough, surf capital of Ireland. So if you want that, the nice waves, and then also to go into a castle.
Yeah, and the beaches that are there that are so close, a very quick drive from Markree and the hikes and the walks and all of that stuff. Everything that surrounds Markree is stunning.
Yeah, like the town is only very small, but the county itself, like there's so many lakes, mountains, beaches. There's so much to do. Anybody's into adventure as well. There's a big mountain biking track as well, only like 10 minutes away from Markree. So it's adventure capital, yeah.
Yeah.
And truly, what could be better than going on an adventure during the day and then warming yourself up in front of that amazing fireplace in a castle
with an Irish wolfhound.
with an Irish wolfhound.
Puppy.
And a hot port.
Right?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. So
We're
good.
getting to that season.
We are. We're getting to fourth season. Well, Deirdre, thank you so much for your time. Thank you for walking down memory lane with us. We can't wait to do our vow renewal at Markree in the coming years. And we are just so grateful to have met you and to continue to have a relationship with you.
Oh, it was so nice to meet you both again. It was bringing it all back. It was great.
We got to get you out to LA now.
That's true.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Any good wedding fairs? I can go and showcase Markree at them. Absolutely.
I
That's true.
mean, you
Yeah.
let us know when you're out here.
For sure.
We'll probably end up in Ireland before then, though.
That's probably true, hopefully.
It is so lovely to catch up with Deirdre.
my
Like,
God,
this is,
yeah.
it reminds me of like why, as soon as we met Deirdre, we're like, this is the spot.
Yeah.
Like, because she is so warm. She is so wonderful. And she is just one small part of her incredible staff who are so similar to her.
Yeah, I guess, it did. That whole conversation brought back so many memories. Like,
Yeah.
it felt like a castles and coffee again. I loved it so much.
Yeah.
It did make me wonder if, given that this is our anniversary episode, do you have any coziest wedding memories that you want to share?
I mean, I truly think I mentioned it during the interview. It was when the staff was all like clapping their hands as we came down those stairs. But like every single, I also just really remember walking into the castle. It's so stressful. Let me tell you how stressful it is doing an international wedding. We have pictures too of us with all, like we had 5 suitcases, like cause I tried to DIY as much as possible,
Yeah.
but like then we stayed somewhere else before we could actually move into the castle. And there was all this buildup. And then you walk up those stairs when we finally got to the castle and the big fire is burning and you're greeted with Deirdre or another staff with a big smile. And you immediately feel at ease because we've made it. And
Yeah.
we're at Markree, and Markree is like a big warm hug. And I remember that moment of like, we made it.
Yeah.
We're going to be good. This is going to be amazing. And I just kind of let it go after that moment. Or quack, quack as my kind of like,
quack, quack.
yeah, my wedding saying, because like anybody getting married, things are going to go wrong. They're not going to go exactly right. And that's okay, because at the end of the day, it's still going to be incredible. And so quack, quack became kind of like my saying with some of my close friends of like, when things weren't going particularly right, quack, quack, water off a duck's back. And I kind of have taken that into my life now of just quack, quack.
It's a good phrase.
Yeah. What about for you? What was the coziest memory for you?
I mean, there are so many. Like, I struggle to think of just one single coziest memory. But I guess just because it isn't, like, we touched on the moment of like just us for a moment was so cozy. You touched on when we saw the whole staff lined up, which was incredible. But one thing that we didn't talk about was that I thought was incredibly cozy was during the ceremony, our incredible officiant, Mike, wrote in a part where he had us just take a moment to look out at the crowd, take in everyone's face, see all of our loved ones around us. And I just really enjoyed having that moment of like, just stop, don't feel like you need to speak, plan. No one needs to say anything. Just look at each other and take in all the love that's around you. And I think that was such a sweet, cozy moment of just like being there in that moment during the wedding.
I can literally think about a cozy moment, like my coziest moment in every room. Like I remember like in downstairs where the party was, the dance floor, all of that fun stuff. I remember like people party late in Ireland. We're grandma and grandpa's, like we do not stay up late, but it was like 3 or 4 a.m. and we're just sitting on the ground because our feet are throbbing because we've been dancing all night with some of our friends. And we're just sitting on the floor, listening to the music with the final drink in hand and just like smiling, being like, this is wild. Like we just did this wedding and, everybody is still awake with us at 3 a.m. It was crazy. But yeah, and like waking up that morning before we left and walking around the grounds, just to kind of say goodbye to the castle was just Also, like a beautiful moment, even though we felt so ill. We felt so ill because we had a lot of fun at our wedding.
But I had such a lovely experience there. I look forward to going back, and it literally is a part of my life now.
Yeah.
The stone of Markree Castle.
The stone of Markree is in your ring. I think that was my idea too, even though I was embarrassed about it.
Maybe?
I think it was.
It was a while ago.
Yeah.
I'll let you take credit.
Let me take credit
for
for
it.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Even though I was totally embarrassed that you had to ask her. I was like, oh my God.
I think I have the coolest ring of anyone.
You have a
I
very
know.
cool. There is castle stone in your ring, which is pretty awesome.
Yeah.
So shall we talk about what we've been sipping on during this incredible conversation?
We did something a little crazy today.
Crazy.
We are not drinking tea because we started today at about 8 a.m. for us. So instead, we are drinking coffee.
And particularly our favorite blend of coffee, which is a coffee we actually discovered right around the time we got engaged.
Yeah.
It's from Phil's Coffee, and it's called Filtered Soul. And let me tell you, this is the best coffee to drink just black. It's delicious. It's smooth like butter. And
It's a medium roast.
Medium roast.
It's just a very nice, pleasant coffee flavor. It's get your slurp in.
It was so fun revisiting Castles and Coffee with our favorite coffee, Filtered Soul.
Yeah.
Yeah. Try it, guys.
But highly recommend this coffee.
Yep.
I know they're a West Coast company. I have no idea how widely available they are. But I'm pretty sure Target carries them. So, hopefully you can get them anywhere.
But they're worth the shipping payment.
I'm just
saying you. I'm just saying you.
Yeah.
I'm just telling you. Well.
If people enjoyed this episode, make sure that you follow us on Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, and subscribe to us on any podcast platform. On social, we are at Talk Cozy to Me. And while you're doing that, leave a comment, leave a rating, leave a review, leave a thumbs up, share us with your friends, all the things. Just, let us know.
Yeah.
We like hearing from you.
Well, something I'm going to tell you before I tell all of them. A happy anniversary, baby.
Oh, yeah. Happy anniversary. 3 years.
3 freaking years.
Great job. We did it.
We did it. High five.
Yeah.
Yeah. Until next time, stay cozy, y'all. Bye-bye.